Hey guys, welcome to the stream. This is another overview of one of the Crowfall archetypes. So we'll be taking a look at the knight, and I think I'm going to format this like our most recent archetype overviews. So what I'll be doing is just going over just some general thoughts regarding the role I think a knight may play. We're also going to go over the mobility, the movement, animations, just very general notes regarding the knight, and we'll be equipping basic gear for the current 4.7 build and a basic weapon. And then we're going to go over the abilities, and we're going to set up our abilities and see what the chains look like and what I think might be great coming up. Full disclosure, I don't play knight as a primary. I haven't played much knight at all, really, so this will be kind of a new experience for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my my thoughts on this live as we're doing this, and then after we do that, we're going to go over the skill tree surrounding the knight, and maybe even a quick look at any of the universal skill trees that might benefit the knight immediately. So I think, you know, to prevent this video from going a little too long, we're going to keep that relatively short and sweet. My goal is to keep these in, you know, shorter time frames so that they're a little bit more digestible for people. I won't go too in depth in the universal skill trees because I do have separate videos for those. So if you guys are new to this channel or new to the stream, you guys can go ahead and check out my YouTube videos, and I should have each universal skill set branch separated, and as well as other archetypes if you're interested in those. I did do the Legionnaire, Templar, Confessor, and Druid so far. So this will be the knight, and we're going to continue to do these when the servers are up, and I believe the PvP server is up because we have access to it right now. But let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to name my knight, just gonna give it a name here. So the knight is your tankier PvP class. Let me see how they kind of categorized it. So they have the knight categorized as a tank, and we'll go ahead and check out the skill trees a little bit later. I just wanted to verify that. So they do have this knight as a melee PvP type of character, and let me go ahead and grab I don't know why they won't let me grab those gauntlets. That's a little sad. Might be a glitch, but I am able to grab my other pieces of armor here. We're going to grab some stone, some basic ore, and what do we need? Wood? Oh, they won't let me grab that wood. I need to go mine some more wood. That's okay. We won't need to mine much else. So, just punching people. So let's see. So this is a shield character too. I wonder if we need to make a shield. That'll be interesting. Typically, all the characters I've played before have been two-handed weapon carriers. So this guy is a standard sword and board, sword and shield type of class, it seems, because if you try to right click or do any of that, it'll prompt you. It says require shield, if you guys can see that on the screen. Go ahead to harvest this. So on the weekends sometimes I stream, and it's not guaranteed. I don't include it in my regular streaming schedule just because I have, you know, family matters, and I have personal business I have to take care of on the weekends. So I don't promise anything on the weekends. I do try my hardest to make the stream, and you know, the benefit of kind of doing this for my own and kind of self-documentation is I don't feel pressured to come on here and log on here on the weekends. I get a chance to still maintain have my personal lifestyle with with my wife and kids and everything like that, and my friends. Had some friends over for the weekend, but yeah, I kind of figured, you know, instead of just going too long, I was really tempted to do a video, but I was just so exhausted just having guests over the house. I was just really exhausted, and Didn't want to give you guys like a half-assed video, so I'm thankful I kind of waited, because now we can actually do a really good quality night video here. So let me gather this tree, and then we'll see how many we have, and see if we can have enough to make a shield and a sword, because we're going to need one of each, I think, to fully demonstrate his ability tray. So let's go ahead and craft. We can go ahead and equip that later, but we're going to need basic shield for sure. Oh, why can't I scroll down? There we go. Basic shield and basic one-handed sword. That's what we're going to need. Let's do the one-handed sword first. We need stone and wood. Okay, and what did we get? Stone. Okay, perfect. Assemble. I don't think I'm going to honestly have enough for a shield. Could be wrong though. Let's see. Let's take that. Thank you. We need wood or stone. Wood and wood. Wow, we need a lot of wood. Okay. So let's get nine more pieces of wood here before we can get a shield. Okay, glitch. It's kind of a weird animation glitch. Ooh, they got the shadows going. Okay, I see. I think the Unity transfer worked out pretty well in their favor. We're starting to get some dynamic shadows. I do have it set at minimum just because I'm favoring performance in this pre-alpha build over graphics, right? Everybody's kind of more concerned with how things are working and functioning rather than graphics. So just take this for what it is. This is just a night's overview for those who are new or don't have access to Crowfall. This is a good opportunity for people to kind of just see how certain archetypes play. And the knight, believe it or not, I know this is one of like the main classes that they started out with, and people are always attracted to the new and shiny archetypes that they release every now and then. But the knight is kind of the trusty, melee PvP kind of very durable class, right? And he's got the shield, which will allow him to kind of negate a lot of negative effects, which is highly beneficial to somebody who's just meant to absorb damage. That's what he is. It's like a meat shield. So let's see how much we have. We have 10. We need a few more. I didn't want to consume potions for this, but this is typically, it's pretty common for us to start our archetype videos logging wood, because that's the one resource I don't have kind of stored up enough for my spirit bank. And maybe I'll do some logging afterwards, off stream. I don't bore you guys just logging this kind of stuff. But yeah, I do like the fact that, if you do a quick Google search, you can kind of see the armor variations they have kind of planned. And since this one was one of the first classes, there is a lot more kind of visual references for this class, a lot of armor variations that they're showing, and what they kind of have planned, and what they think they might do as an idea for like the capes, and how to differentiate these characters late game when people have guilds and stuff and groups of people. How are we going to differentiate our players from others, right? I think that's really, really interesting. Just a little side note on that. Let's see how much we have. We have 17. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and assemble. I'm going to use some stone for that, which is okay. So we've got a shield. Nice. Come on. Don't fail on me. Excuse me, I want to take a drink here. My throat's a little dry. Been playing with the kids, talking with the kids all day. Get a sip of my energy drink so that I can... Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I like the helmet they have on the knight. Nice. This guy's looking kind of badass. I like that. I like that. Knight. And he looks like how I would imagine a knight would look, proportionately. I just think, and obviously it's stylized proportionate, but I really, really like the proportions of this knight. Very, very cool. Let's do basic attacks. Let's see what that looks like. Very cool. So his attack speed is pretty. I mean, it's pretty average, to be honest with you. Nothing crazy fast. Mobility, he doesn't seem to have like a right-click mobility spell. I would imagine it might be bound to number 1. But let's check out his skills, okay? So we have our basic attack, which is called the Ruby Slash, and I demonstrated that, the basic left-click attack. Here we have the right-click attack, which is block. It literally, I was trying to right-click and hold that down while I was running. It did not work. So really, you have to be in place. So and you have to hold, right? I believe it's hold. It says hold channeled. Yep. Target self. So hold means you can't move. Channeled means you have to hold onto the button. So in this case, right-click, and it's on yourself, and it lasts for up to 5 seconds. So it looks like this. Hold still. Oh. There you go. You're blocking. And let's see if it'll automatically release. Oh, wow. You're still able to hold. Oh, look at this. Now you can move. But it's draining your stamina. Okay, and we're recharging stamina slowly. But we're recharging stamina. That's interesting. I couldn't cast, I don't think, while I was moving. But when you move, when you cast, let's try that again. See if I can cast while I'm moving. Oh, I can. Okay, so if I'm moving and then I see somebody, oh, you can. Okay, I just wasn't holding it. That was why I was tapping right click to see if it was a mobility spell. Obviously, it's not with a shield, right? That's very cool. I like that. And what is that? Let's see what that does. It says, enemies striking you with elemental attacks take 100% weapon damage in return. Wow. So this returns elemental damage. Pretty good against like Confessors and stuff. Frostweaver and Druid lightning damage. Increases the damage by 15% for 5 seconds for each 150 damage taken while blocking. So, so you gain like a damage increase buff for 5 seconds for every 150 damage taken when blocking. Taking more than 115 damage while blocking activates Shield Bash and increases the damage by 15% for 5 seconds for each taken while blocking. Activates Shield Bash. So I would imagine Shield Bash is a stun of some sort, right? What is it? A fold-up Shield Bash during dazing, preventing dodge and striking for crushing weapon. Then Shield Bash hits critically for 944 to 1278 if used again within 5 seconds. Dazing, so it dazes them. Is that kind of like a stun? Okay, so first we have, let's not jump the gun here. Let's go in tray order. We have number 1 ability by default. You can of course obviously assign these differently, but we won't get into that just yet. We're going to Pursuit, charge forward, striking with your shield, dealing 774 to 1047 plus 91%, crushing weapon damage and stunning the closest enemy. Now all these values are kind of based on basic armor and basic weapons that I have equipped, right? So keep that in mind. And this is pre-alpha 4.7, so keep that in mind as well. But this is his basic charge maneuver, and that's, you know, I've seen that's kind of commonly tied to the number 1 ability. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to do it without running, and then I'm going to do it while running. So that's pretty cool. That goes a pretty far distance, right? So I'm going to try that again. This time I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it while running, or try to do it while running. And I'm going to do it when I get to the very last step, and this is going to give us a good indication of how far we go right now. Okay, so we stop there. That's about how far we move from the base of the temple to here, right? That's a pretty good distance. That's a pretty, I mean, the cooldown is a little bit larger. So, you know, unlike the Confessor where you have charges built up and you can essentially dash and then dash immediately following, and the Druid likewise having 2 charges kind of built up for blink. It's not as mobile as those, but it is, you know, I would say on the average tier, mid-tier for mobility with this ability. Now, since the cooldown is 15 seconds, you're not going to be the most mobile character. You know, you do have other means of closing the gap, but that's one of them, okay? So let's take a look at ability number 2. We have Shield Bash. A follow-up shield attack, dazing, preventing dodge and striking. So let's see, this is instant cast, target sphere, lasts for 5 seconds, and it's a 5-meter range, so not too far ahead. So it looks like this, shield bash, boom. Oh wow, okay, so you can follow up with an immediate 3, which is a stun. Okay, so the first one is a daze, boom, shield stun. Ooh, I was hitting it, but I didn't cast. Let's try that again. 3. Oh, that has a separate cooldown, right? Wow, okay. Wait, am I looking at the right one here? Shield bash is number 2. Oh, I was casting 3, my bad. Let's do that again. Oh, excuse me, I almost sneezed. Sorry about that. Let's take a look at number 2. So number 2. Oh wow, what the heck was that? It's a follow-up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't know what. It's like an instant cast. Huh, doesn't seem to do anything for me. What is this? Shield bash, I follow up shield attack, dazing. It's enabled after performing 3 consecutive basic attacks and when you fill your block meter. Okay, so let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Keep attacking here. 2, 3. Oh, okay, so there you go. You can kind of see it. 2, 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Shield bash. Bow, right there. 1, 2, 3. Shield bash. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Shield bash. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna keep charging it up. Here you go. Shield bash. Okay, you can kind of see I bump it in there. Okay, so it does kind of daze them if you hit them. It's very interesting. I'm not a big fan of that. That kind of requires you to interrupt some of your animations, and it doesn't seem like it works consistently. I don't know if it's a pre-alpha thing or not, but it just doesn't seem like the animations are there to kind of signify that it's executing like all the other abilities I've tested. So we have shield swipe, attack in front of you for a set amount of damage plus a percentage of your crushing weapon damage. It's an instant cast, it's a cone target, and it's about the same range as the other shield bash. This combos into shield stun. So shield swipe, a shield stun, attack and stun those in front of you for 1052 to 1423 plus 124% crushing. So it's also both crushing, 1 stuns, and the first one damages, and then the second one stuns. So you can combo them back to back. 3 and 3 looks like this. We already showed that before accidentally, but 3 and 3. There you go. So the second one was the stunning effect, right? First one is just a swipe to deal damage in front of you. So you could be all up in the fray, right? You close the gap, and then you boom, boom. So there you can kind of see, right? You're closing the gap, boom, you're attacking, and then bop, bop. There you go. So you can kind of see that shield, and then you're holding your shield to defend, and then you can, from here, you can still cast your shield stun, right? 1, 2, 3, boom. So you dash at them, boom, 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 boom. There you go. Dash in, and then you can stun them that way. Let's see what the fourth ability is. We have Onslaught, attack in front of you twice. It deals 623 to 843 plus 70% weapon damage each strike. So Onslaught is 4, okay. Interesting. So it's just a dual strike, and then it can combo change to attack in front of you for more crushing damage. This is larger, 1441 to 1949 crushing weapon damage. And then the last ability is Shockwave. Attack and knock down enemies in front of you for 1500 to 2030 plus 177% crushing weapon damage. So this is, it knocks down. You can chain it that way, or you can chain it down to Twin Assault, attack in front of you twice for each hit. So it's interesting because you can attack, Onslaught is twice, and then this one is Twin Assault is twice, or you can do a one hit for a larger crushing damage. So it's either do you want to attack more for less, and then you can combo to obliterate. Sorry, I had to enunciate that correctly. Obliterate. Slash around you 3 times for 396 to 536 plus 47% weapon damage each hit. Applies a moderate bleed. So you really have a lot of quick attacks, or you slowly progress down to a larger, more heavy attack with a shield with a knockdown. I kind of like the knockdown, the Shockwave, to be completely honest with you. The bleed is okay, but as a tank, I feel like, you know, I don't think you're the primary damage dealer or putting any dots. But a knockdown is controlling position or controlling the status of your enemy. I would probably favor that. That's just my playstyle, though. Let's check out both combos, okay? So let's check it out. We have 4, and then Brutal Strike is the single hit, and Shockwave is the knockdown. I like that. So 4, 4, 4. You're going to get, you know, your quick attack, your dual attack, 1 big swing, and then your knockdown. You can also do 4, 4, 3, or I'm sorry, 4, 4, and then what's the alternative route? Let's check it out. 4, and then E, Twin Assault, boom, and then Obliterate, boom. So you can clearly see those are the quick attacks. So it's 4 EE, right? 4 EE. And you can see those combo attacks kind of chain really quick, and those are quick attacks, but they deal less damage per hit versus doing the 4, 4, 4. Yeah, I like that more. It just seems to me to be the better, like, controlling ability. So I would charge in, boom, maybe knock them over with a shield bash, boom, boom, and then hit them with that 4. Oh, no stamina. Let's gain back our stamina. Let's check out the next ability here. Maybe we'll try that combo again, but what's this? Oh, let's equip this, right? I don't know. That passive, which is what? What is our passive? Heals you for 4% of your maximum health every second, and recovers stamina. This effect is automatically triggered when dropping below 20% health. Cast time passive and target stuff. Okay, so this is just an increase health and stamina, very generic passive. But Noble Blood, instant cast time. It's a target like a cone. Shout. It's a shout, and deal 4 or 595 to 805 plus 70% weapon damage to enemies in a sphere around you. If any enemy is hit, you gain an absorption barrier for 12 seconds. Okay, so Oath of the Will. This is instant. Self restores 36 stamina over 3 seconds. Vowing never to surrender, you recover 36 stamina over 3 seconds. Oh, this is pretty cool. So you can shout, and then if you gain an absorption barrier, you can also gain Oath of the Will, which is a basic stamina regen buff. So let's see how that looks like. Boom, and then you can combo that out to Oath of the Will. Nice. I like that. So now you can charge. Boom. 3, 3, and then 4, 4, 4. Look at that. And that's your stamina bar right there. I have Second Wind equipped, and then we have 5, and then Oath of the Will. Boom. There we go. Increase our stamina regen. I like that. I like that. He has a means of recovering his resource. Make him a little bit more durable. That's super cool. I really, really like that. So that shout kind of gives you a damage barrier. If you're, you know, if you're fighting and you're within range, boom, you're taking damage, you're taking damage, you're taking damage. Now you're closing the gap, right? And now you're controlling the area with some knockdowns. Boom, and then if you hit him with this barrier, boom, and then you hit that stamina regen. Now you can kind of control, right? And now you're blocking. Once you hit that stamina buff, you can get a little bit of extra blocking in. Boom. If you want to control a little bit, get that blocking in, and then now you're going to be using your stuns, and you're going to be controlling again, right? So you want to stay alive and absorb damage. So that's your primary role. Your primary role is not DPS. At least that's not how they're categorized. I'm not saying you can't play him like that, but if you're playing him traditionally in the role that they have kind of put him in as a tank, then you're probably gonna want to prioritize sustaining and absorbing the damage, making yourself that target, so that you can be the main target and you can be absorbing damage and helping your team. So that's damage your teammates won't be taking, right? And then if they are on your teammates, you know, this is your chance to go ahead and control. So once you get Oath of the Will up, now you can start controlling the field a little bit more with your stamina regen. That's pretty nice. So the hook, I know that the chain attack throws the chain forward, applying a large pulling force to any enemy, causing 1303 to 1763 plus 153%, and dazing the target for 4 seconds. So it's basically like a meat hook. You're grabbing, you're hooking them, and you pull them towards you. So this is a skill shot, right? So you got to kind of aim, and then once you get your aim set and you shoot that hook, boom, shoots it there. And it does plant you for a second while you're shooting the hook, right? So you're not going to be completely mobile while you're shooting the hook, but it does. If you hit your target with that, or get close to their hitbox, it will pull them to you. Or I've seen this used in PvP to pull people off of objects, ledges, because there is physics in here, there is fall damage. So I've seen people do that. I've seen people pull people and actually get a kill like that if you pull them off high enough heights, right? So that's pretty neat, pretty self-explanatory. Take that chain again. You see I'm trying to move strafe while I'm doing that, and it does plant you at the moment you cast. Next one, let's look at Shield Slam. Charge your shield and slam up to 3 enemies in front of you for 821 to 1111 plus 97% crushing weapon damage based on the length of the charge. So charges over 66% guarantee a critical hit and push enemies away. Very interesting. I was hoping it would be some kind of stun again, but it's really just a displacement if you charge long enough. So, but it requires you to charge. I don't know how I feel about that. If I was strictly controlling, okay, if I was controlling and I managed to get a displacement spell out like that, boom, that knocks him down, then I'm going ahead and charging like that, then it knocks him back, but I have to hit him, right? Let's see what's the range on this. 7.5 meters. Yeah, you pretty much have to be right next to them to do that. So it's kind of tough. I mean, you're asking, okay, so you once you knock them down and you go up to them, okay, so it does charge 2 full bars. Boom. Interesting. Wonder if you can charge that while, nope. Oh, hold on. Okay, so if I'm going and I'm moving like this, can I cast? Nope, I need to release the right to cast. Boom. So I guess you can knock them off a ledge, right? So if you're holding the line and you're moving forward, right? And you, so I'm moving towards them, absorbing damage. Now I want to displace them. Boom, knock them back, and you can knock them off. Right, so that's another displacement. You can chain them to you, and if you want to stun, this is just kind of a displacement spell. I don't know, it's okay. I think it's a very, very specific situational spell, right? I don't, like I said, I don't think I would treasure that spell for damage, because there's a lot more damage, heavy hitting spells for damage. That's definitely a displacement spell. I'd be very curious to see how far it pushes targets away. So you have kind of your ultimate, Bound to Your Sea, Whirling Leap into the air, creating a vacuum at your feet, which pulls in nearby enemies and damages them for 2323 to 3143, plus 273% crushing weapon damage. While in the air, you are invulnerable to physics impulses and damage effects. Interesting. So it does suck them in. Huh, too bad it doesn't have any status effect like a stun or anything like that. Interesting. Range 8 meters. Target sphere. Cast time instant. So I need apparently to be in PvP to do that. Let's see how my trades work. So I do like the charge. Is the charge okay at 1? I'm not quite sure. I think I would bind that to like one of my mouse keys for my mobility spell. And then I think my number 1 priority, you know, I can obviously blocking damage is very important, but shield bash, I don't like that, frankly. So I don't know. I would probably prioritize that a little lower. I do like the shield swipe because of the stun capabilities. I would probably prioritize that on 1, or if I were to rekeybind Q or E. The shout is pretty cool. I do like that. You know, once you get in and you're bashing away, I would probably put that 2 or 3, to be honest, maybe 3 for now. I do like the combo of going in, bashing them, or displacing them, just knocking them down is very important. So I would probably bind that down, and then yeah, the hook I would make 4 here. So once I have 5 kind of bound to a different key, you know, but just in case, we're gonna place that down here. So it'll look something like this, right? Once you get in, so if I hit my right mouse correctly, boom, I get in, I stun them, right? Now regenning my stam, blocking, I'm getting out of there. Blocking damage again, I'm getting out of there. And then when I can displace again, boom, 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 knocking them down again. And then if I need to, shield stun them again. You know, just controlling the field, really, trying to control and disrupt, and you're pretty durable to do so. So absorbing damage, disrupting, doing that, and then, you know, making sure you're sustainable with your resources. But I do really like that shout, because it gives you not only a barrier, but it gives you that stamina buff, that resource buff, which is amazing. I really like that. One of my favorite spells of his, I think. Very valuable in terms of PvP. So those are his abilities, and those are just kind of me thinking through how I would organize my tray. I play, usually my character is very role specific, so I'm not a hybrid, you know, a jack of all trades type of character. I typically min-max my characters. If I'm playing a tank, I'm there to absorb damage and keep my teammates alive by redirecting damage to me in any way possible. You know, if I play support healer, I'm there to just heal and support my team. And if I'm a DPS character, I'm there to dish out the damage. That's my role. So self-preservation, and then, you know, carrying out your role for as long as you can to be advantageous for your team is how I kind of look at my PvP role. So we're at about 33 minutes. Let's go ahead and bump this along so we're not too long into this video. So let's take a look at the Knight skill tree here. Knight is found under tank, the very first one, and you actually have the 3 disciplines here. So let's burn through these really quick. We have your Knight proficiency, very basic attack power, hit point, health regen, and physical mitigation. So kind of like an armor stat. Up here you have kind of your regen branch. So you do have, you know, a little bit of each. For the first one, you have health and stamina regen in and out of combat. You have second wind, which is basically just stamina regen. You have metabolism, which is reduces the amount of chicken you need to consume to keep you hungry, or I'm sorry, to keep you satiated. So this affects your hunger meter degen. Health regeneration in and out, and then it progresses to combat tactics, which is weapon damage, just minimum and maximum. And then you have, you know, weapon crit chance, weapon crit damage, and then you have here, which is bonus crushing damage when any weapon is increased. So if you want to buff your weapons and buff your regen, that's the top branch. Middle branch here, we have attack power when a one-handed weapon is equipped. So this is all just attack power buff. These are doubling down specifically. One-handed sword, so a knight can use a one-handed axe as well, or a one-handed mace. That's completely up to you. I believe they do different types of. They have different types of attack types, right? So this is like a crushing, this is like a slashing, and then, you know, etc., etc. So then you can eventually progress to chivalry, which will increase your attack power and sprint movement modifier. That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. And then from chivalry, you have, you know, warhorse, which will increase your movement speed while mounted. So you do have mounts in here. And then you have increase in max hit points. And then you have damage modifier, which increases damage bonus when your health is below a certain percentage, 30% in this case. And then of course you have your generic, you know, armor buffs. This is physical mitigation buff, and then, you know, double dipping if you're equipped with leather, chain or mail, I'm sorry, or plate. And then we go to the Knight Mastery, which will give you attack power, max hit points, health regen, and physical mitigation, so make you a little bit more durable there. Let's take a look real quick at the Knight Disciplines. Right, so I believe you have to get all the way to the mastery. You unlock your disciplines. You can be a swordsman. Let's see if these are all. Oh shoot, I was gonna see if those are all kind of structured the same. But let's just go through swordsman first. Swordsman, you have swordsman proficiency, not allocated, not defined yet. Minimum weapon, combat tactics, kind of double dipping again. This is weapon damage, and then, you know, crit chance, crit damage, and attack power. Very basic, kind of your DPS branch there. And then your armor mitigation. So if you want to be more durable, instead of worrying about dishing out damage, the alternative of route to that is armor. Armor class, so you have, you know, double dipping for, you know, plate, for mail, and for leather. And then of course swordsman mastery, they haven't defined yet. Let's take a look at the second discipline for the knight here. Sentinel, these are not defined yet. I can clearly tell they all have, you know, some type of DPS branch up here and then armor branch down here. They're all formatted the same. I'm not going to go over again, but this one is a Sentinel. So we're going to have to wait until we see how they've kind of made that unique or specialized. And then you have the Crusader. So here, this one's very specific to mace. Yeah, okay, so mace specific for the Crusader. I wonder if the that would kind of make sense. This one is the axe, one-handed axe, I'm assuming. Yep. So Sentinel uses an axe, Crusader uses a mace, and then Swordsman uses a sword. Okay, so those are the very distinct differences you have in there. And this will allow you to specialize on and decide which weapon you want. Now, I would imagine there's going to be more specific, I guess, stat allocations to each of the disciplines. They just haven't worked that out yet. It's still really early in the stage. So yeah, that's pretty much the knight. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I still honestly see people playing the knight. So I mean, don't think for one second that this is you know, one of the first classes and it's being kind of not being selected in favor of other classes right now, because really they are still popular. They still are chosen quite a bit because they're so durable, and they can, you know, still turn the tides in a team fight, and I've seen them quite a bit sprinkled in. So be very, very cool to see that how they kind of progress, and they do look really, really cool if you're into, you know, the traditional kind of knight look. So that's what we have. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope you guys got some value from this video. Hashtag value. Now, I always say that. I always say, you know, I hope you guys do get some value. Obviously, you're in here to check out the knight, and we went over, you know, what I think is the role they're intended the knight to be. We went over all the abilities and then the ability tray, and I did a little bit of kind of customizing the tray based on how I would play them, just as a general concept to show you that you can customize your tray and your keybinds to, you know, whatever you need. And then lastly, we went over the skill tree specifically for the knight. I didn't get a chance to go over the universal ones, but I would imagine it all depend on how you want to use your knight, right? I think Somebody made an interesting comment is, you know, the knight is going to probably be most commonly used for PvP, or I'm sorry, any type of combat. So combat trees in the universal skill tree, you'll be choosing the knight. Otherwise, somebody has said that the knight is one of the best classes to choose for harvesting because, you know, this ability, the shout ability, the Oath of Will actually will increase your stamina, and that allows you to harvest a little bit more. That's an advantage for anybody looking to be a harvester, because, you know, harvesting takes stamina, and if you're any other archetype, you're going to run out of stamina when harvesting eventually, if you haven't already figured that one out. But the advantage of choosing a knight to harvest is you can literally, once you run out of, you know, you're sitting there, you're chopping down the tree, and you're just completely exhausted, and you've seen that in the beginning of the video. Now I can just go ahead and cast this. There. Now I have stamina regen, right? Which is pretty cool. So now I have stamina regen, look at that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and log some more trees. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys want to tune in tomorrow, I will be going over some more Crowfall content tomorrow. We'll be streaming 8:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time. If you want to go ahead and join, you're welcome to swing by the channel and check it out. Once again, any feedback is appreciated. Go ahead and drop that in the comments below. Comments, criticisms, whatever. Thumbs up, thumbs down. If you're interested in more Crowfall related content. Otherwise, once in a while I do tech discussions and tech reviews, and then fairly commonly we'll do some design videos as well, covering how I generate any type of artwork for this stream. So mostly Crowfall content. If you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll get a notification for when I release new content. And I try to release new content every day, Monday through Fridays, like I said, and then any content on the weekend is bonus, but I do try to consistently provide bonus content over the weekends, just to kind of build up my collection of documentation for this stream. So once again, thanks guys for swinging by, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.